Dr. Phil.
He's pointing the gun at you while you're holding your son.
I'm so scary, right? I always beat you, right? I'm talking to you, bro.
This is in front of the child. That is child abuse.
Everybody's gonna be looking at me like I'm a piece of crap. I don't trust females. They're all psychos.
I want to help you because you will lose him. You should lose him.
Why can you not look at her when she's talking to you?
Because he's right.
Let's do it.
Good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
Today is going to be a changing day in your life.
5, 4.
Get ready. Take care of you. Reckless teen love has inspired poets and pop music since Shakespeare. But what if that love is not just young and passionate, but it is also violent and abusive? My guest today, Carlia, claims her brother Jay is completely out of control to the point of physically abusing the mother of his child, Cassie. Now, Carlia says she worries her baby nephew, Kai, is paying the price for all of Jay's drama. Carlia claims Jay is so narcissistic, no one has ever been able to get through to him. Take a look.
The relationship between my brother and Cassie is so toxic to the point that it totally interferes with the way they co-parent. I do not believe that they're mature enough to be in a relationship. Even though they are broken up, they totally toy with the idea of getting back together. Very difficult for them to even get along for more than 5 minutes.
I'm trying to talk. You don't want to talk.
My brother is controlling. The reason that they broke up about 6 months ago was because my brother was physically abusive to Cassie. Grabbed her by her hair, hit her in the side of her face. It is absolutely unacceptable. My mother abandoning us was the beginning of his behavioral issues towards women. He has always had an explosive temper. He's always had a bitterness toward female motherly figures. He's been verbally and mentally abusive to them.
Oh, I beat your ass now, right?
Let's make it happen, yes.
Jay is not a very attentive father. He picks and chooses when it's most convenient for him. I'm afraid that it's going to lead to the point where it's going to repeat the cycle and he's going to end up abandoning his son. I am afraid of what he could possibly do to Cassie.
Cassie says she got pregnant when she was just 17. Jay was only 18. Now, neither were ready to be parents, but she claims Jay took his anger and frustration to the extreme, even to the point of threatening her life.
Jay and I were dating about a year before I got pregnant. I definitely did not want to be pregnant that young. When I had my son, that's when things started to get out of control. I realized Jay was not ready to be a dad. Me and Jay were fighting every day.
And it's always me. I'm always in the wrong, right? But what did you do?
He would throw things. He punched holes in walls. He has punched me in the face. He has choked me.
You don't ever want to face your problems, right? Oh, I'm so scary, right? I always beat you, right?
Jay has shot me with a BB gun in the foot. He'd throw me to the ground. I am most definitely afraid of Jay. Jay's temper, when he lashes out, his eyes go black.
Exactly, bro. And that's why I keep that.
At certain points, I do feel Jay could either really hurt me or possibly kill me one day.
That's on me, bro. And they keep thinking me. So that's right for me to get my ass.
Jay will lie about anything and anything. He has lied to me about cheating. Even though Jay lives with another female, we continue to have a sexual relationship.
If you love me so much, if you want to protect me so much, then why do you hurt me?
My son has seen me get hit, shoved.
I'm such a cry. Why can't we get along, JJ?
Because you're always paying victim to sex.
Because I am the victim.
I worry day and night he's gonna end up thinking that it's okay to hurt women just like the way his father hurts women.
Okay, Cassie, let me Let me start out by putting one thing on the table here that I think will make things a lot more focused and a lot more clear. And that is, what is in the best interest of the child? That is the anchor point. That's the bottom line. Everything we discuss needs to be measured against that yardstick. What's in the best interest of the child?
Absolutely, yes.
From what I'm hearing y'all say, Jay is not predictable.
He's extremely unpredictable. His anger and his temper. I know he loves his son and know he's never hurt his son.
No, you don't know that.
No.
You don't know that he would not hurt his son, because from what I've seen on video so far, he has already hurt his son.
Yeah.
Listen, parents that fight in front of their children who grow up in volatile, violent, yelling, screaming homes, their brains are different than children who don't. It changes the anatomy of their brain. It changes the neurochemistry of their brain. It alters who they are. So he has already done damage to his son. You have already done damage to your son, allowing that to occur in front of your son. You say that he's out of control of his temper.
Absolutely.
That it's not even a voluntary thing with him, that he has blackout rage, that you don't know what's going to trigger him. But you say a lot of it has to do with the fact that he was abandoned by his mother. You were 7, he was 4.
Correct.
When she went missing. Mm-hmm. She just took off. And so you say he has this anger against maternal figures.
I feel so.
And you may be right. I don't know. We'll get into that a bit more, but here's a maternal figure.
Right.
So do you think he vents this against Cassie?
I think he does. I definitely do.
Has he hit you?
Yes, he has.
You said, he says, oh, you act like I beat you up all the time. You act like a victim. You said, I am a victim.
Yeah, I most definitely am a victim.
Why did he shoot you with a BB gun? He shot you in the foot.
Because I wouldn't let him use my car. He pulled out a BB gun and he pointed it at me. I had my son in my arms, pointed at my legs, like down towards my legs.
So you're holding the child?
Yeah, I'm holding my son, yes.
And he's pointing the gun at you?
Yeah.
While you're holding your son?
Yeah.
So ultimately, he shot you with it?
Yeah. Whether...
I don't care whether it was on purpose or not. Yeah. He shot you with it.
Yeah.
And he shot you in the foot.
Yes.
You had an order of protection, went to the court, said, he's a danger to me, to the baby. I want you to order him to stay away. So they said he couldn't come within what, 500 feet?
He could not come to my residence.
Right.
He could not contact me. No third-party contacts, no social media. Same goes for our son. Okay. No phone calls, no showing up at
so
residence.
That expired.
Yes.
And so what boundaries did you put up after it expired?
Not very many. We don't see each other. We see each other whenever he comes to pick up our son for his visitation. He's allowed once a week, supervised visitation.
And it's supervised by you?
No, it is supervised by his best friend's mother, who he lives with.
Mm-hmm. You trust her?
I do. I've tried to contact her and stuff while our son is over there, while Jay has him, if I can get a hold of Jay or anything, and I don't really get an answer.
So you don't know if she's actually supervising him?
I'm not completely sure.
So he has supervised visitation, but you don't know that he's being supervised?
Exactly.
And you're allowing your son to go with him anyway. Are you still sleeping with Jay? You two still have an intimate relationship?
Honestly, yes, occasionally.
Whenever our segment director interviewed Jay, he was very tearful. He was very emotional the entire time. How do you think he'll be today?
I believe he'll either be emotional or he'll be angry.
Well, let's just find out. Coming up, Carlia says her brother Jay has been out of control most of his life, and he needs to grow up. He needs to be a good father. Jay's concerned about how he's going to come across, so we'll see what he has to say after the break.
I have a dark side. I can get very devious and evil. I get angry first. 100%. When you feel like you're losing it all, you just snap.
Tomorrow.
My name is Andrea
Knable. I'm a private investigator for Missing in America.
The search for a single mother of two who devoted her life to searching for others.
It's not just another case. This is our friend.
Was this an undercover sting gone wrong?
The man missing was involved in criminal activity.
What witnesses claim they heard coming from the house the night she vanished.
No one has seen this footage of her before now.
Then on Monday,
did you call her a racial slur?
It is not wrong to say something that is true.
At what point are you okay to hit a woman?
You don't pop a woman until she pops you.
That's Monday.
My brother does not accept the fact that he is abusive. Jay really likes to minimize things as much as possible. He would say, I didn't punch Cassie in the face, I didn't beat her, but I grabbed Cassie's hair, or all I did was shove Cassie. He's not getting or acknowledging that that is considered still abuse.
Carlia says her brother Jay refuses to admit that he is, in fact, abusive. Cassie claims Jay is physically, mentally, and emotionally abusive. Here's what Jay has to say.
When we had our son, that's when stuff got stressful, and that caused us to butt heads. I grew up in chaos, very angry about my childhood. My dad did raise me. He had a lot of females in his life that weren't the best to me and my sister. It's fair to say that I don't trust females. They're all psychos. I have a dark side. I can get very devious and evil. I regret a lot of things that I've done, you know? Going to jail is one of them. Been nothing but in and out of court all my life. I get angry first, 100%. When you feel like you're losing it all, you just snap.
Don't sit there and flex on me. No.
I've been mean to her, called her names. I call her a bitch. I have yelled at her and got in her face.
Who the you call? Me, bro. Who the pulls up every single time? Me.
I can definitely see her being scared, you know. I never got physical with her. She says that I have. One time I slapped her upside her head because we were arguing and she was trying to take my son. We've had a couple arguments that we both would be yelling in front of our son, which is not good.
Mommy always wants to make daddy bro. But guess what? Your mom was out there 5 to and you were sleeping. No, because he needs to know.
I would punch holes in the walls back in the day. Someone heard something. I broke my knuckles so many times. Cassie's pushing me away because she's heartbroken and angry. She withholds my son. My fear is that I'll never see my son again.
Well, Jay, good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So you say your biggest fear is that you would never see your son again?
Yes, sir.
Why would that happen?
We don't always see eye to eye, you know.
Well, Cassie says that when Jay gets mad, his temper is explosive, and here are some excerpts of recordings that Cassie has made of their arguments, and this is just since arriving here in L.A.
What do you want?
I'm trying to talk.
You don't want to talk.
Being a I'm real tired of you, bro. I don't give a bro. I don't. No, you always want to walk away, right? You don't ever want to face your problems, right? Oh, I'm so scary, right? I always beat you, right? I always beat you, right? I'm talking to you, bro.
So back up. Stop.
You wanted to call me to handle their problems, right?
Please, stop.
Right?
Stop.
Right?
Stop.
Answer the question,
I will
bro.
talk to you.
Answer the question.
Back up.
Who the you call? Me, bro. Who the pulls up every single time? Me. Why? Because I care about you. And what do you want to do? Always point fingers. Mommy always wants to make daddy bro. But guess what? Your mom was out there 5 to you were sleeping. No, because he needs to know. Oh, I beat your ass now, right? I beat your ass. Yeah, because I told him that you said you had a video and all this. Still haven't seen it. I told him to ask you about it. I don't want to hear it.
This is in front of the child?
Yes.
Yeah, I know I'm wrong, you know? I got problems. And everybody's going to be looking at me like I'm the ass, right?
I'm looking at both of you like, why are you doing this in front of the child?
I know. I don't like doing it in front of my
We don't see eye
child.
to eye on anything.
Well, then you don't need to see eye to eye. You have a duty. You have a responsibility as a parent. That is abusive to do that in front of the child. That is child abuse.
I know.
Did I hear you saying, Mommy is this? So you're addressing the child.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she says that she's addressed to our son. Basically, I'm a piece of crap. So,
I've never told our son
but
that
that's
you're
what
a
you tell me
Regardless.
when you're angry.
If two wrongs don't make a right, correct?
No.
If she says something about you, that's not okay. If you say something about her, that's not okay. To hear him crying, screaming in the background of that is terrible.
It's embarrassing, and to be talked down to like that, it's embarrassing. It's hurtful.
What's your reaction when you hear it played back to you?
I was in the wrong, man. I was in the wrong. Got a problem, man. I've been admitting that this whole time. But everybody wants to keep looking at me like I'm a...
Talking about that. This isn't about making you look bad.
It's what it feels like.
What feels like what?
That we're bashing you?
Pretty much.
I'm not trying to bash you.
Were those your words on that recording
Yes,
or
I'm
not?
not gonna lie, it was a
So
recording.
how are we making you look a certain way?
I wanted you to
I'm
be
on
able to
TV.
hear
I didn't
yourself.
want to come here in the first place.
Well,
because
then you shouldn't be here if you don't want to come. here in the first place, and this is not about making you look bad. I hate to tell you this, but this isn't about you.
Exactly, it's for my son. And what are you guys talking about, me and her? I want to talk about my son.
He was there.
Well, I'm talking about your son,
No,
and I'm
you're not.
talking about the influences in your son's life. And if you think you're doing me a favor by being here, you're not. That conduct by you is not in the best interest of the child, and that needs to change, or I'm going to turn both of you into Child Protective Services, and that child will be removed.
That's how the business on here, right?
So, you know, we have 2 fight recordings of the baby crying 67 times when the fights escalate in 7 minutes and 50 seconds. The baby cries 67 times. Now, that's just simply not okay. So y'all think about that. We'll be right back. Have you attacked her physically?
No.
I thought I heard you say that you slapped her up beside the head.
Yeah. But I ain't never, like, beat her.
You have no idea how relevant what you're talking about is.
Professor of Behavioral Economics, Dan Ariely, reveals the science behind online dating.
People make all kind of association based on how we look. I look kind of strange. If I had to go on online dating, it will be tough.
Is technology helpful?
If you say, I don't want to see bald people, you'll never see somebody who's lovely and bald.
Or harmful?
They might miss me because I'm bald, but they would also miss Dwayne Johnson, The Rock.
Fill in the blanks. Available on Apple Podcast and Spotify.
I wouldn't even consider Jay and I to be friends right now. He is very possessive, and he does believe that he owns me. He tells me that quite often, that he owns me. He says that since I had his kid, that nobody can have me, that I don't need to be with another man, all because I had his kid.
Okay, I'm back with Carlia. She's here with her brother Jay. Carlia wrote in. She said, I am concerned about what's going on concerning this child. We share that interest. Cassie is here. She's the mother of the child. Now, have you attacked her physically or not?
No.
You have not?
I've never.
I thought I heard you say that you slapped her up beside the head.
Yeah. That was a while ago, yeah. But I ain't never, like, beat her, you know? Trying to take my son and always walking out, I got heated. That was the only time I ever put my hand on her. I am being honest.
Lay this out on the table for us.
On her head.
I'm not going to sit here and say, like, you've ever been end up in a hospital or something. But even just, like, you, like, the shoving or the hair pulling.
Because you don't ever leave me alone. Every time I go to walk away, you want to grab me and keep pulling me away. So I'm going to get off of me. Nobody has ever been there for me. Except when I was locked up.
How did you get these bruises here that we're looking at? How did she get these bruises?
Supposedly, I hit her in her legs and all that. But I can tell you all the whole situation.
The bruises on my arms and my legs are from me just wrestling back and forth between, like, the wall and the door. He just lets that anger and that temper just take over, and I don't even think he really remembers, like, exactly how bad he is hurting me.
Did she get those bruises wrestling with you?
I guess so.
Do you remember that?
No. I remember when I went up there, went to go grab some of my stuff. She wanted to spaz out, so she started going to the door. I tried holding her back, trying to go and beat up this girl, even though they say they just wanted to talk. You ran.
I don't fight. I'm a mother. You know I don't fight. You've never seen me fight. I don't fight. Okay. I have no intentions of hurting anybody yet.
But that's not what you say in text messages.
You said that your mother left early in your life. Yep. I think you said you were 7 and you were 4.
Correct.
So you were raised by your father?
Yep.
And he had a lot of women come through?
Yes, sir.
How did he treat the women?
My dad was always working.
Sorry?
So my dad was always working, so.
Who modeled the behavior for you that you, good or bad, who taught you how to be in a relationship?
Nobody.
When our boys were growing up, my wife would say, you call this girl and tell her what time you're going to be there, and you open the door for her, and you do this, you do that. You didn't have anybody to do that.
No.
Yeah. What do you mean when you say all women are psycho, devious, and evil?
From what I learned growing up. been nothing but abused by women.
You were beaten with a hanger.
Yes, sir.
And this was for not cleaning a dish, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Petty little stuff like that.
That happened when you were 7. This started when you were 4. Now, would you agree, let's take the child out of it for a minute. Let's take Cassie out of it for a minute. Would you agree that your temper has gotten you in trouble?
Oh, yeah.
In your life?
100%, yeah.
Yeah. You've been in jail, what for?
Petty little stuff like misdemeanors, trespassing, resisting arrest.
Well, you were arrested for armed robbery.
Yeah, armed robbery, it was when I was a kid. I was with 2 other guys. They were my buddies. I went to visit them at their school, and my one buddy pulled out a gun, and that's where that went.
You said that you've robbed people and put guns to their heads.
Oh, yeah. Way back in the day. When I was homeless and stuff, yeah, I did it with some buddies.
What drugs have you done in your lifetime?
I smoked weed, and a while ago I did heroin one time.
You've done acid?
Huh? Yeah.
This could have a profound effect to control your anger, is the reason I'm asking.
Yeah.
Well, coming up, Carlia says her nephew is her main priority because growing up, both she and Jay felt abandoned. And she doesn't want her nephew to feel that same pain. But yet, that's kind of how this is shaping up, and I don't want that to happen. And I have some advice for Jay, some very specific advice for Jay when we come back. Closed captioning provided by...
Need a cleanser that does more? New and improved Cetaphil cleansers are specially formulated with our dermatologist-backed blend of ingredients to reinforce your skin's moisture barrier. Cetaphil, complete care for your sensitive skin. Itchy.
Most recently, I've heard of my brother threatening Cassie with 60 seconds.
You said that you were going to give me 60 seconds of beating my ass. Did you not? I deserve to get my ass.
Cassie is very aware of his temper and his violent ways. So as soon as he said 60 seconds, Cassie knew exactly what my brother meant.
Yeah, I said I have some very specific advice for you, which I'm going to get to in a minute. But what do you consider abuse?
It could be mental, it could be physical, there's a whole lot of stuff that abuse means. Whether it's using, manipulating, or insulting, there's a lot, A lot of the stuff that I say and stuff, that's abuse.
And you've been the victim of abuse. Growing up, you were abused.
Yes, sir.
What do you think a child's life should be like growing up?
Peaceful.
Yeah, peaceful.
And that's what you want for your son, right?
Yeah.
That's what you want for him.
Yes, sir.
But you realize that the way you two interact destroys that for the child, because the child looks to you as the soft place to fall. And when the child sees the two of you butting heads and yelling and screaming at each other, then the child thinks, well, I'm not safe. This could all fall apart, and I won't have anywhere to be safe. They hurt each other. They yell at each other. They hit each other. They fight each other. So I'm growing up in a battle zone, not a comfort zone.
Exactly.
And so it causes the baby to have anxiety and depression and fear. And as the child gets older, then the child starts to blame themselves because they think, well, if I was a better child, then maybe my mommy and daddy would be inspired to be happier. But I must not be a very good child because they can't be happy. So then they start to not like themselves.
Yeah.
And then it starts going downhill fast. And for you, Jay, let me tell you, you may think that she brings a lot of this on by the way that she is, and she may be an antagonist. She may be egg things on. I don't know. But there is no excuse for a man to ever put his hands on a woman in anger, ever, never, ever, for any reason, whatever. And it doesn't matter what she does. If the police get called, you're going to get arrested.
Yeah, I already know.
It doesn't matter what you, if you guys have a combative relationship and the police call, they're going to arrest you, not her.
Yeah, I know.
And then they're going to look at your history and they're going to say, yep, all makes sense. And it's going to go bad for you. And I'm telling you that if this doesn't change, you're going to wind up in prison whether you do something wrong or whether you don't.
Yeah, I know.
Because you have a volatile history and a volatile temper, and the deck is stacked against you so bad, and then you add to it the things that you actually do, you're going to wind up in prison. And God forbid that you actually get into a physical altercation and she trips and falls backwards and hits her head, or falls on the baby and the baby's head get hurt or something. Now you're in real trouble. You cannot afford to be in this relationship in the frame of mind that you're in, or you're going to wind up spending a bunch of time in the penitentiary.
Yeah, I know.
You can become a different man. You can.
Why can you not look at her when she's talking to you? Look at her. Talk to her.
Tomorrow.
My name is Andrea Knable. I'm a private investigator for Missing in America.
The search for a single mother of two who devoted her life to searching for others.
It's not just another case. This is our friend.
Was this an undercover sting gone wrong?
The man missing was involved in criminal activity.
What witnesses claim they heard coming from the house the night she vanished.
No one has seen this footage of her before now.
Then on Monday.
Did you call her a racial slur?
It is not wrong to say something that is true.
At what point are you okay to hit a woman?
You don't pop a woman until she pops you.
That's Monday.
Close. You all know that my wife, Robin, has made it her life's mission to help empower women. She started her foundation, When Georgia Smiled, dedicated to helping women and children live happy, safe, and joy-filled lives, free from the fear of abuse. And one of the foundation's first projects was the Aspire Initiative, which is an interactive curriculum designed to help understand and identify exactly what abuse is. And Robin, what have you heard here today? I mean, this is just rife with abuse.
Yes, and Jay, my heart is breaking right now for you. Most people would be mad at you and be screaming at the screen from home, and you know, I'm upset with you. I'm really upset with you because of Kai.
It's him, but nobody wants to help him. Nobody understands.
But, you know, Robin is one of the foremost ambassadors in this arena, and she's saying to you, Jay, I'm not judging you. I'm wanting to help you understand why you're doing what you're doing, because you're not going to stop doing it until you understand it.
I want to help you because you're going to lose the most important gift in your entire life.
Yeah,
you will lose the most important little child that you have been blessed with, and you will lose him. You should lose him. But you have the opportunity to do what you need to do, to educate yourself and do what you need to do to become a different man. It is not your fault that you have grown up and become the man you are today, but you can become a different man. You can. It's possible. You should. You must.
Why can you not look at her when she's talking to you?
Because she's right.
Well, look at her. Talk to her.
You're right.
You can stop blaming yourself. You can stop being angry about the way you were raised and being who you are because of how you were raised and because it's all you know. You can stop being angry about it and make a decision to become a different man so you can have what you want in life and appreciate what you have, because you're not going to have it unless you do it, unless you make that decision to be the man that you know you can be, and stop blaming everyone else and stop blaming your past and stop blaming yourself. It's just a decision to make today. It starts with you.
What do you think about what she's telling you?
I think I can do it. I could change.
The fact is, he really doesn't know how to do what Robin is saying, how to put the past in the past, because there are open wounds. So how does he heal these things? We'll talk about that next.
Feeling trapped by your expensive cell phone plan? Here's the key.
Not do it without you.
Now that some of the COVID-19 restrictions have been lifted, we can have a studio audience back.
If you're going to be in the Los Angeles area and would like to attend a taping, go to drphil.com and click on Be Part of the Audience and select In Studio.
Tickets are free, and we can't wait to see you here.
Jay, I said I was going to give you some specific advice, and I'm telling you, I don't want you to spend years in prison. And you really do have, in my professional opinion, I think you have a problem with impulse control. And I'm going to tell you why I think that. There's a lot of evidence that you have a problem with impulse control because of some of the things that you've done in the past and some of the things you do now. I think you get into rage that you don't really have the ability to control once you get into it. But what I'm saying is you've been hurt early in your life, and that creates open wounds inside. And as Robin pointed out, that's not your fault. And hear me when I tell you this. The things that happened to you, your mother leaving you, the beatings that you sustained as a child, none of that was your fault. You have zero accountability for that. But you have 100% responsibility for what you do about it now. That was done to you. And what makes it so bad is at the time, you still feel the rage as a child. There's just nothing you can do about it. And so you stuff that rage down, trying to hold it down, and then it just pops up. And I want you to deflate that, where you don't have to spend all your life energy holding this pain down, holding this hurt down. And the only way for that to happen is to heal that. I can't take it away. I can't make it not have happened, but you can heal that. You can learn to let it go and forgive that and choose to live in the here and now, but you need help doing that. You can't do it on your own. And I have to say, there's a lot of right things you've done in your life. You're getting up every day and going to work. You're a productive member of society. You're out there doing a lot of right things that you have some momentum in the right direction. But this is a poison that is going to destroy your relationship with your child. They're going to terminate your parental rights if you don't change this. And if you do change it, you can have a healthy relationship with that boy for the rest of his life. And you can have it because you deserve it, not because it's a birthright, but because you've earned the right to be a positive influence in that boy's life. Now, is he worth the effort?
Yeah.
He's worth the effort, but you don't know what effort to do. Like, if I told you, run through that wall and you'll be fixed, you'd haul ass, right? That's all. Just tell me what I got to do. I'll go do it. I'll tell you what that is next. Coming up on Dr. Phil, visit our website and subscribe to our newsletter. You'll get weekly updates, life strategies, and exclusive video that you won't find anywhere else. Plus, on drphil.com, you can see sneak previews of upcoming shows. Log on today. You've got to get some professional help to heal these wounds, and it takes very specialized help for survivors of childhood trauma. And I will arrange for you to have that specialized help. Okay? I will arrange for you privately to have that specialized help. And we're in a pandemic here, and I know people don't want to sit in a waiting room. I will set this up with you through Doctor on Demand. And it's where you can do it with a therapist that is trained to deal with survivors of this childhood trauma. And it can start immediately. And if you want me to, I can even give them all the history we've gotten from you here so they can start. They don't have to start from scratch. They can start from everything you've already taught us, all that history, and say, okay, I know the history. Let's get to work on this. And I don't want to set up couples therapy. That's not what I'm interested in. I'm interested in helping you heal so you can be 100% present for your son as a constructive father, as a role model, to teach him how to live, how to be a man, how to treat women, how to handle anger, how to do all the things necessary to grow up and be a joyful, strong young man and live in this life.
Thank you.
If you'll take that help, I'll arrange it for you.
Yeah, I take it.
And I want, and this therapist is going to tell you to have enough control to stay away from each other until you have the control to not do this bickering. You shouldn't be around each other with this child right now. You should hand the child off through Carlia or through an intermediary or something, because you don't want to be doing this in front of the child. It's damaging the child. And don't expect yourself to be able to control yourselves right now until you get some. And I'm telling you, this won't take as long as you think it will, because you're highly motivated. You have something to work towards with this child. You get on this right away, you'll be amazed the benefits you can get from the efforts you put in.
Right.
So you'll take this help and run with it?
I'll take it. Yes,
okay.
Sir.
I'm not here to jump on you. I'm here to help you. All right? Deal?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I want to thank all of my guests today. For more information about today's episode, I want you to log on to drphil.com. And look, if you're at home and you want to have your own Doctor on Demand, go to Google Play Store or the Apple App Store and download the Doctor on Demand app.